Good evening, everybody, and welcome back. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another installment of Scott Selections here for Wednesday, August 28th. I'm aware that this video is coming out a lot earlier than it usually does. However, there is a reason for that, as I will not be able to make a video during my normal time tomorrow, as I will be attending the U.S. Open. So, based on that, I decided it'd be better off if I simply just made the video now instead of leaving you all out to dry tomorrow. So, without further ado, we're going to dive into the card, and we're going to talk about a play of the day. So before we do that, though, we'll recap what happened yesterday. We picked up another winner with the Red Sox first five team total over 3.5, as they were able to score 6 runs in the first 5 innings. Scored a run in the first, scored a run in the second. I don't even remember. I know we ended up winning by the third or fourth inning, and we ended up cashing that relatively easily at minus 125 on 5 dimes. So nice winner there. But in terms of the play of the day, on Wednesday, we're going to be talking about a matchup between the Cleveland Indians and the Detroit Tigers, and we like the Cleveland Indians minus 1.5, which is available at minus 115 at Heritage. Pitching matchup for this is Aaron Savale versus Jordan Zimmermann. Jordan Zimmermann needs no introductions. I'm sure all over Twitter and all over the baseball world, you have seen cappers fading him all season long. He's currently 1-9 with a 6.48 ERA. However, he has actually been even worse at home. If you look at his home numbers, he is 0-6 with an 8.18 ERA. He has also faced the Indians once this season, and he is 0-1 with an 8.31 ERA. So he definitely has not had much success against the Indians so far this season, and he has also struggled overall just as a whole at home. He has been pretty solid in his last couple of starts, but I don't expect that to last, as he has done all of that on the road, and at home he has struggled in his last couple of home starts. Other than that, though, interesting fact: the Indians so far this season are 13-1 straight up against the Tigers. In those 14 games, the Indians have covered the run line 12 times, and Savale has actually been very solid this season. A lot of people don't know about him. He is 1-3 overall, but he does have a 1.82 ERA in 5 starts. The issue has been run support. He has been fantastic so far this season, and he has already pitched against the Tigers, and he ended up going 6 innings and gave up just 2 hits and no earned runs back in June when he made his first official MLB start. But overall, simply put, the Tigers have been getting killed over the last couple of days. They are the worst team in the entire league. They have lost their last 3 games by at least 3 runs each. So I definitely think this price is a little bit too low. I think the Indians will come out focused. I think the Indians will try to take care of business. And I simply think that the Indians, after dominating yesterday 10-1, even with Jose Ramirez's injury, they've dominated the Tigers all season long, and I think minus 115 is too low, especially for a road team that is going to be getting 9 at-bats guaranteed, and you don't have to worry about them being up by 1 and not having to bat in the 9th. Tigers should get killed. Zimmermann should struggle, even if he pitches decently. Cleveland's bullpen is significantly better than Detroit's. Detroit's in the bottom 5. Cleveland's in the top 3. And I simply think that Cleveland should be able to get the job done with or without Jose Ramirez. So based on that, the Indians on the play of the day will be minus 1.5 at minus 115, which is available at Heritage. Other than that, though, looking at the rest of the betting card, I will lean to the over in the Yankees game at 10. I know that the Mariners have struggled a bit so far this series on offense. Paxton will be returning to face his old team. I'm honestly not the biggest Paxton guy. I think he's been okay at best. Meanwhile, Justice Sheffield is going to be pitching against the Yankees after they traded him to Seattle. So that's kind of interesting there. First start, he wasn't that great overall. I just simply think that both pitchers are a little bit overvalued. I think the total is at 10, which seems a bit high at first, but I think it's high for a reason. Lean to the over on that one. Small lean though. Other than that, though, looking at the rest of the betting card, don't really have much to talk about, honestly. Pretty limited card. I would lean to the under 8 between the Cubs and the Mets with Syndergaard versus Hendricks in that one. Mets offense has averaged about 2.5 runs for the last 4 games or so. They've completely fallen off. The Cubs at the same point, their offense is pretty good, but Syndergaard's been great since the All-Star break, and I'm not going to step in front of him at Citi Field. Money's already come in towards the under, but it still is available at 8 at some books like Pinnacle and UWager, so I will lean to the under 8 in that one. Other than that, though, lean to the Cardinals once again with Flaherty versus Lyles. Mentioned it yesterday. Doesn't matter who's pitching. Just fade the Brewers. This team stinks. So based on that, Brewers continue to fall apart. The Cardinals had Mikolas on the mound yesterday with like an ERA of about 8 or so on the road. Didn't matter. They won 6-3. The Brewers have folded. This team's a bunch of frauds, and the Cardinals are starting to separate themselves from the opposition in the NL Central. So lean to the Cardinals on that one. Thanks, Sam. I appreciate that. Thank you for joining us. You're currently the only viewer, but it's also coming out at roughly 1:20 a.m., so I'm not surprised by that. But the play of the day, if you are just joining us, will be on the Cleveland Indians -1.5, which is available at -115 at Heritage, and that is the play of the day. Other than that, though, quick reminder of our sponsor, PointsBet, online sports in New Jersey. Great deal for you. Up to 2 risk-free bets up to $1,000. So if you end up betting on any sports and you simply lose, you simply get your money back, which is a great promotion I wish more sportsbooks would use. Other than that, though, I'll be at the U.S. Open tomorrow. So if you try to reach me, try to hit me up on Twitter, and I'll let you know of some matches I'm watching or stuff like that. Other than that, though, that's going to do this installment of Scott Selections here for Wednesday, August 28th. I'm going to look to all of you and your respective bets today. Bye, everyone.